We have waited literally 10 years to be able to do some sort of United States road trip. The whole trip is just kind of like a last minute up in the air, we will see where the wind takes us kind of thing. I have no idea where I'm sleeping tonight.
Be a horse girl and allergic to horses.
Because we're going to the Opry tonight. And we just found the thrift find of a lifetime. I have the most unfortunate update. I have not a sweet clue what we're gonna do. Hello you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's vlog. I can't believe that this is the vlog today, but my husband and I are going to Nashville. We have waited literally 10 years to be able to do some sort of like cross United States road trip. Basically, my husband grew up in a like traveling ministry with his family, traveling across the states, and so he grew up on the road in America, especially through the southern states. And literally when we started dating 10 years ago, he's like, it was so much fun, telling me all about his childhood, the places that he used to go visit, the food that he used to eat. And this has just always been something that we've wanted to do, but like life circumstances and the way that things have just been for us over the last few years, we haven't been able to make it happen until now. And we're actually going to do it for his 30th birthday. At the time of me filming it, he's going to be turning 30 tomorrow, and we are also celebrating our 10-year anniversary this summer of being together. So it just feels like the perfect time for us to go and do this, and I honestly just cannot wait. It has been an insane week, and I have done honestly nothing to prepare for this. Like, we know where we're staying, I think for 2 of the nights that we're actually like in Tennessee, but tonight we have no idea where we're staying because we don't know how far we're gonna get. For reference, I've only ever done like an 8-hour road trip. That would be kind of like the max in terms of distance that I've gone. So we're gonna try and do as much as we can tonight just with driving. It's like a full 11 hours for us to get to the first place that we're going to, and then after that we're gonna spend a couple of days in Franklin and in Nashville, and the whole trip is just kind of like a last minute up in the air, we will see where the wind takes us kind of thing, and that stresses me out a little bit. I am so used to, just because of the kids, having to be such a planner and knowing like where we're sleeping, what we're doing, what the itinerary of everything looks like. But right now, like, I'm only packing for myself. I have no idea where I'm sleeping tonight, and so we're gonna bring you guys along for that whole ride and that whole journey. I am just like, gosh, it's so exciting to know that for the next 4 days it's just gonna be the 2 of us. This is the longest stretch of time that we have done solo, like no kids, honestly since our honeymoon. This is the first time we're getting some space, just the 2 of us, and it's gonna be so good for us, so healthy for our marriage. A really perfect time too in such a busy season, so I'm just really looking forward even to the 10-hour drive of just being able to talk and spend time together. We are gonna have so much fun in this vlog, and I can't wait for you guys to come with me. Hello from Findlay, Ohio. I think that's how you say where we are currently at. We've been driving now for 5 hours. We left at, I think it was 3 p.m. by the time that we finally got out of the house. It's now 8 p.m. and so far so good. Like, we haven't needed to stop for anything. We haven't even needed to pee, but we finally got to a point where it's like, okay, let's get some gas, let's get some food. So we're currently at Culver's. That's where we landed.
Yeah, we got 7 hours ahead, so we're just trying to see how far we make it today before we decide to just stop and get some rest, and then close out the rest of the drive tomorrow morning. So.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna drive until it's like, okay, we're way too tired, let's find a place to land and like book a hotel. But so far we've just been like chatting. I've tried to map out the itinerary of everything that we're gonna do for the next couple days, so I think like all of that is pretty well mapped out, and I'll share it with you as we go. But for now, we're gonna get some food and then we'll get back on the road. So it is almost 1 a.m. We have landed in Kentucky in this town called Berea. Where are we?
In 1855 as a utopian experiment. It's the same as...
Okay, so this really is like celebration in Florida. We're in this town that is like...
Oh, it was the South's first interracial and co-educational college.
This is like so similar to that place we went to Florida.
Oh, no,
this is like the most beautiful place. I have no idea where we are, but Jared is like, just book like a Comfort Inn, like just a motel off the side of the road. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking at it. I can't sleep in that environment. And it was like the same price for the price of what we found here. So we're staying at something that is called the Historic Boone Hotel, the Historic Boone Tavern. The Boone Tavern Hotel. This is the farthest thing, you guys, from like a motel. Look at this place. It is absolutely stunning. Like, we're coming up to this like really beautiful place, and we're really only going to be sleeping here for like a few hours because we're obviously getting up really early to finish the rest of our drive to Tennessee. We're going to Chattanooga in the morning, so it's 1 a.m. and we're just coming here to sleep. But I like to sleep in a nice place because I got it for the same price. I feel like this is a huge win. And I'm about to get ready for bed because it is after 1 a.m. and we still have 3.5 hours of travel tomorrow to get to what we're doing in the morning. Kim confirmed that this is a super cute, like, historic hotel, and I'm very glad that I took an extra few minutes to just do a little bit of research. It's also cool because I was reading about the college that this like hotel is connected to, and it's actually the first interracial college in the South, which I also think is just like a cool history. So we're excited to be here for the night, excited to go horseback riding tomorrow. I think it's gonna be so much fun, but we're gonna try and get some sleep, and I will check back in with you guys in the morning. Back on the road in Kentucky, but we had to stop to see the original Kentucky Fried Chicken. Okay, I have the most unfortunate update. We were driving to the farm in Chattanooga that we were supposed to go horseback riding at this morning. Supposed to be beautiful, lovely day for horseback riding. Husband's 30th birthday today. And while we were driving, all of a sudden we started hearing a sound in our car. It started out like a very low, just like rumbling, humming sound. We're like, that's interesting. Turn the music off, are just kind of listening to it. The sound starts to intensify. There is a vibrating feeling that is happening through our car, like kind of coming through the middle of it, and we're like, this doesn't feel good. So we are Googling stuff, we're chat GPTing, we're trying to figure out like what is happening right now. And at this point we're just driving like in the middle of nowhere, trying to get to like this farm that we're going to. But the sound was getting to a point where it was like, we can't drive this car anymore. And we were like at this impasse where I was like, okay, we're 20 minutes away from the farm that we're supposed to go. Do we just like take it there and then talk to them and ask them what we should do in terms of like repair shop? Because keep in mind, today's Memorial Day in the States. Everything is closed when it comes to like car repair and stuff like that. And so we're driving it along, and then all of a sudden we're like, this sound is so bad. It got to a point where it was like just rattling, and we were like, we have to pull over. So I ended up finding basically closest repair place to the next like off ramp that we could go to. Right now we are in the middle of freaking nowhere, Chattanooga. Like, I am in someone's driveway. You're just like walking around trying to find someone that is able to fix our car. This is the only place that came up in the actual Google search for car repair around here. The next closest place to us is like 25 kilometers from here. It's gonna be like another 25 minutes, and so many of them are closed because it's a holiday. So we have no idea what we're gonna do for the rest of this day. I just called the place. I was like, I'm so sorry, we can't come. So we're gonna try and do the horseback riding tomorrow. But right now, I have not a sweet clue what we're gonna do. Did you talk to someone?
Yeah.
And?
I'm already having a great time.
What are you talking about?
This guy's a great guy.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be able to help us, but he's a great guy.
Okay, well, what do you mean? Like, do they have parts? Is he working right now? Like, is
he was eating his lunch in his trailer with his wife.
Does he feel like he can help us?
He can help get the car up and see what the problem is. Baby, you don't worry about us getting help. I'm figuring that out.
I just don't even know what we're supposed to do from here because the next closest repair shops are like 25 minutes away.
I know, that's what he said.
All right, I guess we're gonna go and hang out in this repair shop for a little bit.
He said he could get it done by 5, but he's like, there's somebody that might be able to go faster.
I also need to pee so bad. Dump all these rocks in here to get it As you can see, we are moving again. And because it was Memorial Day, he wasn't really working, but he was like explaining the situation and he's like, yeah, I can help you guys. So we drove our car in, he lifted it up. Basically the wheel, like the front, was it the front left wheel?
Yeah.
The wheel was basically like falling off. Like we had gotten new tires put on shortly before we left, and then I guess just over the time that we had driven, like over 11 hours, the wheel had gotten really loose. So we fixed it, we're back on the road. It was like a $30 fix and the guy was so nice. By the time that we had left, it was like we had been there for an hour just chatting with him, just this really sweet like couple in the middle of nowhere in Chattanooga. We just went and had lunch at this place called Mama Yo's Soul Food. We wanted to eat at a place that was kind of like in the heart of Tennessee, not just like the chain restaurants or the places that everyone goes. So we found this little like food truck in a parking lot and just had like the sweetest couple make us food. It was really good Southern food. And then by the time we left, the guy's like, literally the fact that he said "love you, bro" to you. That's the thing about Jared, is like anywhere we go, I feel like the way that you talk to people, by the time that we leave, they're just like, it's like they've known each other forever. So
Southern hospitality.
It's just the best.
Well,
so
nice.
Happy to report we're back on the road.
Beautiful.
We're on our way now to Ruby Falls in Chattanooga.
Titanium.
Good morning from Tennessee. We are currently at the Reed Hotel. That's where we ended up coming after we went for dinner last night. We just found it like in a quick Google search and my husband booked it. It's another like 1800s historic hotel. It's so beautiful though. Like I was kind of expecting old, but I feel like everything in here is so stunning and so new. Like look at this bathroom. This is one of the biggest bathrooms I've ever seen. It's like the size of the entire room, but everything is so new and so clean. We're actually about to go to our horseback riding appointment that we had yesterday and moved to today. A horseback riding appointment, I don't even know what you call that. We're gonna go ride horses this morning, but we grabbed some caffeine just down in the lobby. And honestly, you guys, one of the things that I'm realizing as I've become a mom, when it comes to like travel and just routines in general, if I get out of a routine for too long, especially when it comes to stuff that I do for my health and supplements and things like that, it just is not good. It messes me up. And so the last couple weeks we've been traveling more than we normally do, and I've actually just been bringing a lot of the supplement stuff that I really use and rely on with me, because then that way I'm not coming down and kind of readjusting health-wise. And so of course I brought my needed collagen protein with me. If you have never heard of Needed products before, it was a brand that was created by two mothers that are actually trained nutritionists, and basically they just recognize the incredible gaps that exist in women's healthcare, especially in the stages of like conception and fertility and pregnancy and postpartum. And something that is just sad is the reality that 95% of women are deficient in at least one key nutrient, and a lot of the vitamins, supplements that are available out there are actually just giving us the bare minimum in terms of what we actually need for some of these really nutritionally demanding seasons of life. But your nutrition has the ability to actually change the health outcomes, not just for you, but also for your baby when it does come to these things like fertility and pregnancy and postpartum. And so they spent over 3 years developing their nutritional systems, taking into account women's hormone status at every stage of the journey. And the brand is trusted now by over 6,000 women's health experts, everything from midwives to OBGYNs to functional medicine doctors, and it is always third-party tested. So what I have been loving from Needed recently is their collagen protein. It's a single ingredient formula. It is grass-fed and it's also hydrolyzed to optimize absorption. I just did not know that collagen production starts to slow in the early 20s, which feels very early to me, but it does. And then other lifestyle factors like stress and sun exposure can impact it as well. But there are so many things that collagen collagen is important for, including tissue repair and strength, especially in pregnancy and postpartum, but also things like hair and nail strength and growth. There are so many things that collagen is actually super important for in your body, including tissue repair and strength, especially if you are pregnant or postpartum, hair and nail growth and strength, as well as your overall joint health. So what's really nice about this is that it is really simple to add to your routine, which I think is very important, especially for moms. You can add this into hot or cold drinks, so like a morning smoothie, a morning coffee. There's no flavor to it, and it doesn't have like any chalkiness to it either. It's completely flavorless, and there's no artificial ingredients, just hydrolyzed grass-fed bovine collagen. And if you're interested in adding in a collagen to your routines, or you even just want to try something like a prenatal, they've got cognitive support. Honestly, if I was pregnant right now, I would definitely be using Needed's prenatal. So if you're looking for one, I would highly recommend it. They are offering a discount for viewers of my channel. So all you have to do is head down to the description box and use the code BethGrace at checkout to get 20% off of your order. And that does include one-time purchases as well as already discounted subscriptions and plans. So again, if you want to check them out, head down to the link in my description box. The code is BethGrace, and thank you so much to Needed for working with me on today's video. We are done with our horseback riding experience. I thought it was super fun.
Yeah.
I had a really good time. I did forget and remember like halfway through that I'm actually allergic to horses, which is an allergy that I developed. I think I would have been like 20, 21 when I went and got that test done, but that was weird for me because I was a horse girl growing up. I did horseback riding lessons with my sister. We went to horse camp like every summer.
Camp.
I always have loved horses and riding them, but then in my like mid-20s or early 20s realized I'm actually allergic to them. So like coming off, I don't know if you guys can see this, I've got like, my fingers are swelling and I have little bumps all over them. And I started sneezing towards the end of it and I was like, God, no, this has been going so well. But I did say to Jared coming off, like I am ready to become a horse girl again. Like in a minute I would get a horse and
you gotta find a way to not be allergic to them.
I know, it's so sad.
You can't be a horse girl and allergic to horses.
I think it would be so fun to have a horse, but like not so much for trail riding and stuff like that. I just want to have like an open space that we could gallop on, even just trotting, because like that was a very slow experience. We went through like forest, we went through hills, and it was stunning, like really beautiful. But the best part of it, whenever my horse General would start trotting, they were like, this horse is kind of lazy, like you might be going slow, you might have to like really encourage him to go. But I feel like I had the opposite experience. Every single hill that we went up except for one, the whole ride, he would start trotting up the hill and I like felt like I was coming alive. I loved it. It was so fun. And yours trotted. Did yours trot? I feel like I saw it trot like one time. But you said that was scary, or you liked it? Your horse was 1,000 times bigger than mine.
He was a massive horse.
It was a huge horse that they put you on. What was his name again?
Angus?
Yeah. It looked like an Angus. Like that was a giant horse.
Yeah. It was a little spooky when he was trotting, but like the adrenaline was going because it's far more fun.
Yes.
But that was a big horse.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to learn on a horse that size.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. Mine was like the perfect size horse. The trotting was really fun. I will say though, my butt hurt so bad by the time that we were off. Yeah, I need more padding on my butt because it was like, it felt like bone, like grinding against bone.
Oh,
like the bone of my butt on the bone of the horse's butt or back. I was like, this is
a saddle though.
I know, but it was just like, I need to have more padding on my butt to be able to do this consistently. Made it to Franklin, Tennessee. Behind us is the Carter House, which is a house that has a lot of significance to the Civil War. So we're gonna see if we can do a little tour. Okay, so we are officially in Nashville. We had a really fun afternoon in Franklin. We went to the factory, we got fried chicken at Hattie B's. Tomorrow we're gonna go back and do more of like the Franklin stuff because we had to come to Nashville now because we're going to the Opry tonight. So excited about that. I've actually based like pretty well this entire trip off of recommendations for Itinerary from you guys. But we just landed at our hotel here in Nashville and I'm so excited. I'm just like over the moon right now because we have the opportunity to be hosted here by AC Hotels in downtown Nashville. So we are in the heart of the city right now. We're like right in the core of Nashville. And you guys, this room is absolutely beyond amazing. We're on the level where there's actually like a rooftop bar and patio with live country music. I gotta show you guys. I'm probably gonna show you when we get back from the Opry because we are heading there in a minute, but I'm gonna give you a quick little room tour. We have a beautiful bathroom here. So lovely, so modern, a really nice shower. Everything looks so nice and clean. And over here we have our king bed. We've got like the little couch set up over here. And you can just see so much of Nashville from this window. We're so high up right now. It's actually kind of freaky, but so cool. And then over here is like the sweetest thing in the world. I've never had anything like this before. I was like just so overwhelmed with gratitude when we got in here. Thank you so much, AC Hotel. You guys are so sweet. And this is really like the best gift ever.
When the day is done, yeah, long as I got him, well, I don't need a thing. I have his heart, and that's enough for me. I have his heart, and that's enough for me. I love this simple.
We're back from the Opry. Time to dig into this AC Hotel charcuterie and our donuts from Five Daughters Bakery. It is the next day. We're walking through downtown Nashville right now. I feel like I have so much to debrief and update you guys on from what we've done so far. Like being at the Great Ole Opry last night, so cool. We'll get to that. But right now, this is like our last full day in the South. So we are trying to do as much as we can. We're gonna split it between downtown Nashville and doing a little bit this morning and then more at night. But after this, we're gonna go to Franklin because there's a few more things that we wanted to do there before we go. So we have a lot to do. And Jared is like, let's take one of the scooters around the city. We'll be able to do more stuff faster. So we're gonna go for a little scooter ride at Nashville. Oh my gosh, no, but yes, we're there. Oh my gosh. Nuts. Casually scooting through the city. The best part of the trip. They waited for this. Okay, we are at the Winchester Antique Mall now, and I have never in my life seen so many antiques that I would in a second put in my home if I could. Everything in here I feel like is from England and France and just all of the stuff that I would love to have at my home someday. The one that we started at was the Franklin Antique Mall, and there was some good stuff in there, but like the Winchester one, absolutely insane. Unfortunately, we cannot afford any of it without remortgaging our house, but we're having fun looking at it. Okay, we just found the thrift find of a lifetime. On the way in, we specifically came here actually because for our kids, basically we told them we would get them each like a very Nashville themed gift coming home. So for our son, we're looking for a cowboy hat, and for our daughter, cowgirl boots. But to buy those new here would be like really expensive as like a souvenir. So I was like, why don't we just try a thrift store and see if we can find anything around here? I feel like the chances that something would be there are pretty high. But anyway, we went into the Goodwill, and before we went in, I was just like, God, please just plant some good cowboy boots, cowboy hat for our kids. Like, we want to be able to bless them with something really special. You'll never believe. Look at this.
Crazy.
These are incredible. Our daughter's size little Ariats, which is like a good cowboy boot, cowgirl boot, just sitting there on the shelf. I can't believe that these had not been snatched up by someone else.
The only boots in the store.
The only boots in the store. And so now she's gonna have her own little pair of like real leather cowgirl boots, and I'm so excited for her. It is our last night in Nashville, so we're just getting ready to go out now. The one thing that we haven't done here yet is like walk up and down the main strip, Broadway, which is like what people really come to Nashville to do. So we're gonna do that tonight and see what kind of restaurants are there, if there's any live music that we can hear, maybe even get some ribs, some good barbecue before we go home tomorrow. But before we do that, there's a couple stops we need to make. First, I wanted to show Jared the rooftop bar, like patio place here at the AC Hotel. I saw it when we were walking in, just like at check-in, but Jared wasn't with me, and it's really cool. So I want to go and maybe just sit there for a couple minutes before we leave. And then we are going to head downtown to the Tacova store, which is like a cowboy boot store. Jared wants to grab some cowboy boots, so we're going to see if we can get a pair of those there for him, and then we will take you guys with us to Broadway. All right, let's go. Officially homeward bound after what was like the best 5 days, and really only 3 of it is like when we were doing the stuff of like visiting the places that we wanted to visit and seeing what we wanted to see. And over the last like 5 days in total, we've done 5 states. What are the states again?
Michigan.
Yeah, we were Michigan,
Ohio, Tennessee.
Yeah. Oh, Kentucky.
Yeah. Georgia. I think that's all of them.
Just wild. Like, I feel like we packed so much stuff in, and like realistically this should be like a really exhausting thing, but we've just been having so much fun. Like, that is just the word that I would use to describe everything that we've done and have been doing. It's just been so fun. We want to say thank you because I posted on my Instagram. If you want to follow me over there, it's at Beth Grace Moore, and that is like where we got the bulk of what we ended up doing on this trip. Is just recommendations from you guys, your favorite places to see, where you have been. So like, it was so fun because we got to go to your favorite coffee shops and your favorite restaurants to try, and you guys really did help us make like the perfect Nashville, Tennessee, just south itinerary. So I am going to put what we did every day down in the description box. Jared and I just sat down and we went day by day and wrote down like all of our funny memories, all of the things that happened. We have like a super long note of it. But one of the funniest things that happened that is just living rent-free in my mind right now, is so embarrassing. When we were leaving the Boone Tavern on, what day was that?
First day.
Monday?
Monday.
Yeah, we were leaving the Boone Tavern on Monday. Jared was going to put all of our stuff in the car so that we didn't have to bring our bags into the restaurant hotel. I go into the restaurant hotel, I grab my jacket, and I go in to sit down at the table. There's other people in the restaurant as well, but we sit down. It's, yeah, like the vibes are kind of fancy in there. I go to sit down in my chair, but it's like, it's a little bit chilly in there, so I go to put my jacket on. It is my denim dress. I wrap my denim dress over top of my full outfit, and then like go to button it up, and because I'm tired, I'm like not realizing what's happening, but I just layered my dress on top of my jeans. I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and put this denim dress on top, and then I look down and I'm like, what am I doing? I look ridiculous right now. The craziest thing that happened out of the wheel situation that happened to us on, I think that was also day 1. So I told you guys about how we landed at Rob and Linda's house, but in Cleveland, when we pulled over at that like Case Auto repair shop place and we met Rob and Linda, they were so sweet. I posted about that on Instagram that afternoon. I woke up the next morning to a message from one of my subscribers on YouTube and a follower on Instagram. That was her aunt and uncle that we landed at, and she's like, that is crazy, they are the best people ever, I'm so glad you got to meet them. And we were just mind blown. We were like, what a small world, how crazy is that? Especially because as we were driving, I had been praying like, like, God, I pray that you would just put us in a place where like the people know you and it all goes well and they're nice. And then we happened to land at like one of your guys' aunt and uncle's house, which is just absolutely insane. So Jessica, thank you for letting me know that that was your aunt and uncle. They were so sweet. And if any of you ever happen to randomly be driving Cleveland, Tennessee, and you need a place to stop to get your car fixed, Case Auto Repair.
Yeah, and then we didn't really talk much about Ruby Falls or Rock City or kind of the stuff we did in Chattanooga. It was good. Like Ruby Falls was a really cool place. Like it was interesting. It was cool to see the caves underground.
How far down were we?
They said 250 feet.
250? No, that was like the elevator. It was like over 1,000 feet underground that we were.
I was gonna say 250 feet, and then by the end of the tour, we were 1,000 feet.
Okay.
What the? 250 feet. We were 1,000. And by the end of the walking tour, when you actually get to the waterfall, you're like 1,000 feet. Not because you're going down deeper, but because you're going deeper into the heart of the mountain, which is cool. The tour was a little bit strange. Like the guy who found it they were trying to make it like really romanticized and cool, but it just had a little bit of an odd vibe. Yeah, it's just
slightly sensual, you might say.
A little bit. They have cool stuff up at the top of Rock City, but it's pretty expensive. It's like $37 a person.
Just to like see the view.
And I think it'd be better with kids. Like it seems like some of the stuff, like walking through the gardens and like the Fairyland place they have is more geared towards children as opposed to adults. So we just didn't think it was worth the money.
Yeah, we'll have
apparently
to
it's $10 cheaper per person after 7. But even going back up there, we just didn't want to spend.
Yeah, that is technically actually in Georgia, which is kind of funny. I didn't realize that, but we just like walked around neighborhoods in Georgia after seeing that, and then
beautiful.
Yeah, it was so beautiful.
And there's a cool park at the top of the mountain. And then if you don't do Rock City, a way to still get an outlook is if you go all the way to the top of the mountain. There's signs that say incline. You just follow them up. There's this park up there called Point Park. We also didn't pay to do that, so we don't know how good it is, but it was like $10 a person. It was just the sun was setting and it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
But I would go there instead, and then you could just see some of the same views for like $10 as opposed to 37.
And so then the next day after we did all of that stuff was when we were in Franklin, and you guys saw all of that, but some of the things that we did and didn't like recap are we went to the factory, which is what you guys had recommended we do.
Cool.
I think that was after Hank's Coffee Station, which was actually also really cool. It was beautiful in there.
Great.
You had an amazing Earl Grey matcha latte.
Yeah, that was super good.
So that was good, something to try there. And then the factory was really cool. I honestly had no idea and like no concept of what it was. It was this very old like industrial kind of looking warehouse that had been repurposed into this like place full of stores and really cool restaurants and coffee shops. So that was awesome. And that is where we tried Hattie B's. And so many people were like, you've got to get Hattie B's when you're in Tennessee. It was so good. Like some of the best Southern food that I've had. We had an amazing Nashville hot chicken sandwich, and then it had like this pimento cheese on it that you could have as a topping. So good. We also did the pimento mac and cheese. And then from there we went to the Grand Ole Opry, which we haven't like recapped at all, but that was so fun. It was definitely, I think for both of us, a highlight from the trip.
Great.
So if you're ever going to the area or to be in Nashville, definitely try and make the Grand Ole Opry work, because I feel like if you're going to Nashville, you want to experience like the good country music, and I feel like that's like the ultimate way to experience that. There was a really good lineup. Marcus King was the only one that we knew that was going to be there, and he was amazing. Like really great performance, crazy good voice. Who else did you like?
Lucas Nelson, Willie Nelson's son.
Yeah,
was
Willie Nelson's
phenomenal.
son.
We didn't realize, like when we bought tickets, what the whole gist of like the radio show was, but it's a great way to see all these different acts at one time. It was like 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I think we saw 7 or 8 different people.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. All like crazy talents as well. And then at the end of the night, they had Vince Gill close. I don't know a lot about country music. I'm just starting to listen to it quite a bit recently.
We're new to this world.
But apparently he has the second most Grammys of any country artist ever, which is wild.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool. I mean, he was an older guy, probably in his 70s, but did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, it was cool to see.
And everybody in the room was fired up that he was there. So it was just cool to see somebody with that reputation and history be there to close the show out.
Between the Reba reference and the not knowing Vince Gill, we're kind of giving ourselves away a little bit here. But and then the last thing that we did was last night, and that was the Broadway kind of experience. That was like the first time that we had walked up and down the street and seen it all at night, which was really cool.
Kind of bar hopping.
The thing that really stuck out to me was like you walk from one Like you take a couple steps and there's an entirely different band that's playing. The street is just absolutely flooded with music and different performers, and there's rock music, there's country music, there's men singing, there's women singing. There was one building, I can't remember, it might have been like the Kid Rock one or something like that. There was like 3 floors to it, and on every single floor there was a different band that was playing, and because it's all kind of like rooftop bars and open, you can hear and see these bands playing on each of the different floors, and that was just crazy. It was so cool. The way that we wrapped up the trip and then packed everything up this morning, we got breakfast at the Frothy Monkey, since we both kind of agreed that was like one of our favorite places we have gone on this trip. Really great coffee. You've got to try the Havana latte if you ever go there.
And that was the trip. Now we're in the car driving home. We've got 8.5 more hours.
Yeah, but we've already got like 3-something hours under our belt, which is good.
Yeah, we're moving. We're catching, like, we're making up time, which is good.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to see our kids. They've done such a great job while we've been gone, and we've been so grateful for everyone that's been hanging out with them while we've taken this time away, because I feel like it's just been so good for us to take a breath, to just like reconnect and have fun. Like, it's just been such a good time. And thank you again to everyone, honestly, that sent in recommendations, because that has really made the trip for us. So thank you if you did that. Again, I'll put all of our stuff down in the description box if you ever want to do a similar kind of like cross states road trip. But before I wrap this vlog up, I did want to remind you guys that if any of you are interested in checking out Needed's products, if you're in a similar stage of life to me when it comes to like pregnancy, postpartum, conception, all of that stuff, or even if you just want to find a brand that really is prioritizing women's health and research into that when they formulate their products, like I highly recommend Needed for that. Feel free to head down to the link in my description box if you want to save on their products. You can get 20% off your purchase using the code BethGrace. So thank you so much to Needed for working with me on this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog and coming along with us. It's a little bit of a different vlog, but it was so fun to do and so fun to make. So I hope that you enjoyed it as well. And until my next vlog, I love you guys. I'm praying for you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.